Welcome to your daily cybersecurity threat briefing for February 12, 2025. Here's the latest on malware, vulnerabilities, and scams impacting the digital landscape. Emerging threats. SystemBC RAT expands to Linux platforms. A new variant of the SystemBC Remote Access Trojan, RAT, has been identified targeting Linux-based systems. Previously associated with Windows environments, this evolution poses increased risks to corporate networks and cloud infrastructures. The malware employs encrypted communication to evade detection and facilitates lateral movement within compromised networks. SystemBC has a history of being used alongside ransomware, heightening concerns for potential data breaches and system compromises. Hackreed.com. Apple patches critical USB restricted mode vulnerability. Apple has released emergency updates for iOS and iPadOS to address a zero-day vulnerability, CVE 2025242000, that allowed attackers with physical access to bypass USB restricted mode on locked devices. This security feature is designed to prevent unauthorized data access via the device's USB port. The flaw had been exploited in highly sophisticated attacks targeting specific individuals. Users are strongly advised to update their devices to iOS 18.3.1 or iPadOS 18.3.1 to mitigate this risk. The Hacker News.com. Unpatched GFI Carrier control firewalls expose businesses to RCE attacks. Over 12,000 GFI Carrier control firewall instances remain vulnerable to a critical remote code execution flaw, CVE 2024522875, despite a patch being available since December 2024. These unpatched firewalls are primarily located in countries such as Iran and the United States. Administrators are urged to update to Carrier Control version 9.4.5 patch 2 immediately to protect against potential exploitation. Top malware reported in the last 24 hours. SystemBC RAT targets Linux systems. The SystemBC RAT has been adapted to infect Linux platforms, utilizing encrypted communications to avoid detection. This development increases the threat landscape for organizations relying on Linux-based environments, as the malware can facilitate further malicious activities, including ransomware deployment. Hackreed.com. FinStealer targets Indian banking customers. A new malware named FinStealer is targeting customers of a major Indian bank through counterfeit mobile applications. Disguised as legitimate banking apps, these malicious applications are distributed via phishing links and unofficial app stores. Once installed, FinStealer exfiltrates sensitive information such as login credentials and credit card details, aiming for unauthorized financial transactions. Top vulnerabilities reported in the last 24 hours. Apple's emergency patch for USB restricted mode bypass. Apple's latest security updates address a critical vulnerability that allowed attackers to disable USB restricted mode on locked devices. This flaw had been exploited in targeted attacks, underscoring the importance of applying the iOS 18.3.1 and iPadOS 18.3.1 updates promptly. The Hacker News.com. Critical RCE vulnerability in GFI Carrier control firewalls. A significant number of GFI Carrier control firewalls remain unpatched against a remote code execution vulnerability disclosed in December 2024. Administrators should verify their systems and apply the necessary updates to prevent potential exploitation. SAP releases security patches for multiple vulnerabilities. SAP has issued patches addressing 19 new vulnerabilities and updates to 2 previous security notes. Among these is a critical authorization flaw in the SAP Business Objects Business Intelligence Platform, CVE 20250064, which could allow attackers with administrative privileges to impersonate any user, compromising sensitive data and system operations. Organizations utilizing SAP products should review and apply these patches to maintain security integrity. Stay vigilant and ensure your systems are updated to mitigate these emerging threats.
If you need a penetration test, a vulnerability scan, a cybersecurity assessment, or want to discuss stealth virtual overlay networks and how they can reduce your threat vector by 95%, click the link in the description or on our profile and set up a 30-minute intro call.